I can hear the music next door real well.
Yeah, sure.
This is her name.
I guess I'm going to start a few minutes early since there was some time, and that maybe will help the next person to get going. I'll do about 15 minutes. Howdy, folks. I'm Terry Nash from Loma, Colorado. My wife and I run our cattle up on a little mountain called Glade Park, Colorado. It's just up out of Grand Junction. And John Seidel's story, or song that he wrote just now, made me think of this. I call this December Stragglers, and it's the title track of my new CD out here on the table. I can take care of your Christmas shopping right here. Anyhow, John, you made me think of this story.
Good deal.
We start in about the 1st of June. We take our cattle up to the low country, we call it, about 7,000 feet. You dump them out on a 10,000 acre piece of pasture, and we leave them there till the middle of August. And then we'll go in and gather that pasture and trail them across the top to Pinion Mesa. It's about 9,000 feet. Leave them there till middle of October. And then we'll go in and gather that and bring them right back down to the 7,000 foot level where the grass has been growing since we left it, and dump them out there and pretty much leave the cattle there till the weather chases them out. And they'll know to drift down to the corrals. This year in particular, we had a pretty good storm right after we moved them back down. Pretty good snow fell, and about 3 days later there was 300 head of cattle at the corral waiting for us to come and get them. So it's usually pretty easy for the most part, but there's always stragglers. There's always some that maybe the feed's still good and they want to stay, or maybe there's just some that are young and they haven't made the trip and they don't know where to go. So we have to go in and find them. And this is a poem I wrote called December Stragglers. Morning's pale sun gave way to thick clouds as we all saddled our mounts. Riding from camp, our mission today is needing to fill the count. 310 was gathered last month. The tally was 16 shy. We rode the breaks and benches for sign, but no telling how they got by. 2 solid weeks we searched the JU, combing the brush for 8 pair, with little to show for our riding except that the stragglers weren't there. Those cattle were nowhere on our range. They'd maybe returned to Hell's Hole. High country grass they'd grazed since July till the fall storm started to roll. Oh, we'd gathered 3 pair and 1 hunter hoofing it into town, but we're still 10 head out today and the next big storm's going down. We're bucking a headwind this morning, 5 riders watching for sign. The LaSalles have faded from our view and the wind's beginning to whine. We're wallering drifts up toward the 2V, following old Rayleigh's hunch. This new storm will bring him down, he said. We'll likely find a whole bunch. Well, gates was left open all through the range so stragglers could pass on through. You see, veteran cows will know to move down when winter dictates they do. Well, the clouds were hanging level and dark. Rayleigh setting the pace, and we topped out above Luster Basin with the first flakes hitting her face. Well, Jackson pulled up his horse and pointed at our stragglers. Single file and tails to the wind, stringing our way down the draw just a 1/4 mile. Now, wild old Snort was leading the bunch, so we split and got out of sight. And we'll swing in and behind and then flank them, providing the timing's right. The cattle file passed and we stepped out, and old Snort threw her head, flanging the snot. But Jess was ready when she quit the trail, and he turned her back to the trot. Little Rip knew where she's going. She and the rest reached the pines, and she led them on through and out on the road with us just riding behind. With the storm at our backs now, we're riding with wet, heavy flakes flying past. Our slickers are dripping, our horses are soaked, and we're praying our luck will last. Past Mountain Island and down off Black Hills, she struck the trail to the north where the Beezer Corral stood waiting. 2 flank riders sashayed forth to get in position to turn them, but old Snort just walked on in. We backed into trucks and trailered them just as the light's getting thin. Now, it's usually never this easy. You mostly earn what you bring. But we got lucky. Our stragglers found us in winter's cold, icy stain. Thank you.